Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel where personal development is of the essence and is the foundation of everything we're trying to build. To the new subscribers, welcome to the family. To the new viewers, welcome to the family. Hope you enjoy and hope you take something of what I'll be sharing today. Don't forget to subscribe while you edit, hit the notification button, like the video, and please comment after the video. Thank you very much guys. So today I'll be sharing 5 books that touched my life, 5 books that helped me change my thinking, 5 books that developed my perspective, 5 books that helped me understand finance better. One of the books, 2 of the books actually helped me change or understand finances better. Without any waste of time, let me dive into it. Books are very important, guys. I'm just gonna emphasize this. Books are very important to develop yourself, to develop your thinking, to sharpen yourself. If you want to develop yourself, if you want to become a better person, we first look at your library. We first look at what you feed yourself, because it's very important, the things you let into your mind. Without any waste of time, the first book I'll be sharing is The Alchemist. The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. Someone once told me that if you're someone that reads books, we don't ask you if you've read The Alchemist. We ask you how many times have you read The Alchemist. I've read it 4 times. I've read The Alchemist 4 times, and it's one book that has helped me chase my dreams over time. The way Paulo Coelho tells the story of Santiago, it just helps you understand dreams better, because as a child sometimes, or as a young person sometimes, it becomes difficult for you to chase your dreams. Even as an old person, sometimes it really becomes difficult for you to trust yourself and to trust the inner voice, that speaks to you, and for you to just go willingly after that thing that you want, and the thing that you cannot stop thinking about, the thing that moves you, the thing that connects you to your purpose. And that is what The Alchemist did to me. It helped me. Sometimes I even just go back to refer to it, just to remind myself of who I am, to remind myself of where I'm going, and what I want from life, and not to miss the most important thing, instinct. It emphasizes the importance of instinct and how you should learn to trust your instinct and to chase after your dreams. So that is the first book that truly changed my life, touched my life. And the second book is Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. I actually have the book here. Oh yeah, here it is. Here's the book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. It is a book that I read when I was still in high school. Probably 5 years ago, I'm not sure. But I read it in high school once upon a time, and I read it again after I finished school, and I read it again this year, So I read it 3 times so that I understand certain principles, because there are so many things that you could miss and so many things that you think that you grasp. But books are there, and a library is there for you to remind yourself again. So it's one book that spoke to me, and the one thing that I took from this book is that great ideas, or rather opportunities, are not seen with the eyes. Great opportunities are not seen with the eyes, but with your mind. Sometimes you make those calculations. You see the opportunity in your mind, and it's not in your eyes. It's not there for you to literally see it. But because you understand how to view an opportunity, you understand what goes into the essence of an opportunity and what makes it an opportunity. That is one thing that this book helped me about. I know it speaks a lot about real estate, it speaks a lot about money, and it speaks about financial aptitude, how money takes your personality, and it just shows you who you actually are, And it just encouraged me as a young person, to look into the stocks, the stock market. And I always wanted to go into the stock market, but I never really understood. So it gave me that first step to understanding how things work, and understanding how I'm supposed to invest and what I'm supposed to invest in, as a young person, because when you're still young, you can still take risks. The stock market can be your bread, every now and then, because you still have time to invest. Because investing is, it's for people that have time, in a sense that you don't want to invest and think you're going to make money tomorrow. It takes time for you to understand certain things. But yeah, it's one book that really helped me change my life in terms of understanding money better. And the way Robert Kiyosaki tells the story, it helps you think of how, as a young person, you can change your mind from a very young age as a kid, and how the importance of money and money being taught in a house just isn't stressed, in society. And it's very important for us to stress money, to stress the language of money in the house, to teach children about money while they're still young. That is very, very important. And that is one thing that I take away. That is one thing that I know that I want to teach my nephew, I want to teach my cousins, and my children while they're still young. Jews teach in the Jewish community, they teach their children from a young age already how to invest and how to, they take 100% of the money they make, like maybe 70% is for them to spend, 10% is for them to invest, 10% goes to charity, and 10% like goes to something else. So they instill those principles, and they put jars in the house for kids to save up for certain things. So they instill those principles while they're still young. So that is very, very important for a kid. So yeah, those are one of the things that I take away, saving and just understanding how to use money. So the third book that changed my life is by Richest Man, which is business life lessons. Yeah, life and business lessons from a black dragon. Yeah, that's the book. Sorry, I got the name wrong, but yeah, that's the book. Wow, that book. Well, the man, Richest Man, he's great. As an entrepreneur, and I remember one of the interviews I watched where he was interviewed about the book, and one of the questions was, does he think that his skills are used in the country? And they are underused. The government could use them, but for now, for greater things, to achieve greater things. But for now, let's talk about the book. It's one book that made me look at South Africa from a different perspective and look at it from inside. Look at it from my point of view. Telling my story, my personal story. What is my story as Utusiti? My story growing up, my story as an entrepreneur, my story as how can I change Africa? How can I be, a resourceful young person, resourceful young entrepreneur? And he just encourages young people, to go after what they want and to do so unapologetically, and how he uses Usain Bolt and shows you that you have to go after what you want. You just have to do it. There's no way that you can allow everything that is around you to stop you. And that is just the essence of what he shared in the opening of the book. But the book dives into how he grew up. He tells his story about why he is the person he is today. And that is a very great book for you to learn different things, different lessons. One of the lessons he shared was how his mother, how his mother actually taught him to shine and to stand out by instilling that principle from a young age, when the mother used to make him clean the front stoop, because back in the day, the stoop was one of the best things that stood out for parents in the black community. So yeah, it's one book you want to read to develop as a leader, to challenge your thinking, because he shares not only about South Africa but the world, on a bigger scale, and he just dives into certain things that, certain thinkings and certain ways of finding yourself and thinking as a leader. So it's a very, very great book. I definitely do recommend it for anyone who's an entrepreneur. I definitely recommend the book. The fourth book that changed my life is The Richest Man in Babylon. The Richest Man in Babylon by George Clason. That is a phenomenal book. It's a great book. Until today, I still read the book. I make sure that at least 2 times a day I read the book. I remind myself about things. Even if I read just a sentence by 2 times a day, or just a sentence from the book, like a sentence from the book, can just challenge you. It can challenge you, it can remind you of certain things, remind you of where you're going, remind you of where you're coming from. Because as a young person, right, we're not taught right from the get-go. And the one thing that we forget as young people is that the one thing that we tend to forget as young people is that the laws that governed money 100 years ago still govern money today. They still govern money today. So the best places to learn is for you to go back in time and learn. Some of the things you learn them like that. Yes, things change, things develop, but laws will always be laws. To plant a seed, you have to put it in the ground and water it, and you need the sun. You cannot change that. It's a law. That's the way things are. It's a law, and the law needs to be obeyed for the seed to be a tree and for it to bear fruit. And that is the one thing that I learned from The Richest Man in Babylon. There are key lessons that help you understand how money works, what money is, and how you can change yourself. And it's a very action-orientated book. It's all about applying. And the one thing for sure that I liked most about the book is that it gave me this story that I related to personally, because I was once upon a time in very, very deep debt. Like I was in debt, like the way you never imagine for someone my age, but I'll share about this. I'll make a video about this when I start launching the financial side of the channel, where I talk about debt and how to get out of it. So yeah, it's a book that helped me quite a lot to channel myself and to resuscitate, to rise after falling. And it's very important for you to learn key principles. It teaches key principles, laws about different ways the way money works, and it's very important for you to learn about money, whether you're an entrepreneur, you're a student, you're a doctor, whoever you are, wherever you are, you need to understand how money works. Otherwise, it will always be out of your control. Money will always be something you cannot control. And it's very important to be money literate. Financial literacy is very, very important. I remember when I started going down my financial literacy journey, it was because my life was a mess, because I didn't understand why is money going up. I didn't understand small key principles. By the time that the money got into my hand, it was already gone. It's something that Robert Kiyosaki also mentions in his book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. But Richest Man in Babylon is a very important book. I think it's a tool that I'll pass down to my children, to their children, and their children's children. It's a library. It's a book that is keeps in your library. You want to have that book, and you always want to remind yourself of the key principles and laws that are shared within the book, The Richest Man in Babylon. It also helps you to save for yourself. The one thing it stresses the most is that a tenth of whatever you earn, 10% of whatever you earn is yours to keep. It teaches you to pay yourself first. Pay yourself first, always. Never forget to pay yourself. Never ever forget to pay yourself, or you will never feel that what you're doing, is fruitful. You will never be able to build a fortune. So it teaches those key things. And then the last book that truly changed my life, it still is, The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. A classic. A classic. The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma is a beautiful book. It is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful book. I started reading the book during the first 21 days of lockdown, and it truly transformed my life. I started waking up at 5 a.m. I started reading more, practicing all the things I was learning. But it just teaches you how to start your morning like someone that wants to be great, like someone that is purposeful, like that's someone that knows why they are alive and uses the time they have to fulfill their purpose and to chase after their dreams. It's a beautiful book that teaches you strategy. It gives you strategies, plans, and as to how to transform your life using time. And it just dives into a lot of things. But the one thing that I took away when I started reading the book that I never really understood was that the business of business is connections. You know, you need to implement connections with other people for certain things to happen, you know, because certain things will not be within your reach, and certain things will not be within your power. But if you have connections with other people, relationships with other people, and you know other people that can do certain things, you can accomplish greater things. And there are so many principles that are instilled within you, so many, what do you call them? Philosophies, yes, so many philosophies that are shared within the book that you can use to transform your life. One of the philosophies is the 1991 method, which just dives into you using the first 90 minutes of you working in the morning. The first 90 minutes is very important to just focus and take 90 minutes of your time to do the one task that can transform your entire life, that can make you a better person in whatever that you're doing. So it's one book that shares a lot of principles. There's another philosophy, not principles, but philosophy. There's another philosophy, the 60-10 method. That one is a good one. You time yourself literally for 60 minutes and you do one task. You commit yourself completely to this one task, and you just see how great it is to commit yourself and see results. Because these days we're so distracted. We're distracted by our cell phones, we're distracted by people, we're distracted by so many things. And the urge to want to do these things and the urge to want to press our cell phones is always there. So it's very, very important to shut down all these distractions. But the most important thing that I love about the book is that it teaches you about you. You know, it takes you within you and it digs out everything, and it helps you understand who you are, where you're going, why you're alive, why you're doing what you're doing. You know, what are your dreams? How do you want to live your life? You know, it helps you live your life like a great person, like someone who knows why they wake up every day, because it is important for you to know why you wake up every day. The billionaire in the book shares great stories in the book. He's a great storyteller. Robin Sharma, you truly outdid yourself in this book. So it's a wonderful book. I'd recommend it for anyone who wants to learn more about their purpose, more about like how to manage their time. I have a structure that I've written out and I've drawn. I tried it out the first time, you know, after I read the book, and it was kind of difficult. I actually tried it when I was still reading the book, and then after I tried it again, it was difficult. But now I'm serious, you know. There's a time where you need to be serious about your life, serious about transforming your life, and it's that time now where I'm taking the things I need to do serious, and I need to do the things that I need to do now, you know, and not postpone and not procrastinate or anything like that. So it's a very good book to have close to you when you want to transform your life, when you want to shape your life, when you want to use the time that you get, because time is a very important asset. Use the time that you have to the best of your ability. So those are the 5 books that I can share with you. All the links of the books are in the description box. So all the links, you can buy the books, you can get them, the books on Amazon. So yeah, do check them out. Do check the names and the authors, read about the books. I recommend these books for anyone that's trying to transform their lives, you know, be it purpose, be it financially, be it dreams. You know, I recommend the books. And currently I'm actually reading this book. I'm reading, where is the book now? And currently I'm actually reading this book. It's a gift. It was a gift from my uncle. It's called Before You Do. It's a very good book by T.D. Jakes. So it's currently what I'm reading. I'm also reading other books, but you know, you can read that book and that book. It just depends on how you feel and what element of your life you want to develop. So yeah, I recommend these books to you guys. Anyone who wants to grow, these are the best books. Some of the best books that you can use to grow yourself. Thank you very much for the time, guys, and I hope you enjoyed. What are some of the books that you've read? Please drop some of the books that you guys have read and why you've read them. You know, maybe I can also be interested to read some of the books that you guys have read. Thank you very much for the time. Don't forget to subscribe.